Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before. Imagine tuning in to real-time discussions, expert analyses, and fan interactions all at your fingertips. Each platform offers a unique experience, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're not just sharing stories, we're creating a community of passionate sports enthusiasts. Join us as we dive deep into the evolution of podcasting, where every episode is a chance to engage, debate, and celebrate the world of sports. This is where your voice matters and the game never stops. Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before, where sports passion meets podcasting brilliance. I'm Mike, the Bear fan, and alongside Bill, the Packer fan, and our buddy Ken Catalone, we're bringing you an incredible lineup of 38 diverse podcasters. Each one brings their unique flavor to the table, covering everything from game analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Imagine diving deep into the minds of experts who live and breathe football, sharing insights that you won't find anywhere else.
Show us here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out New Cat Body by Jeremy Campbell.
That's right. It's Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. We got Michael Huck in the chat already. How's everybody doing today? We're going to talk a little Lions football. I'm going to do the stats breakdown on this one real quick. Offensively, Detroit points per game is first at 33.3. Minnesota is ninth at 26.4. Total offense, 410.5 yards, good enough for second in the NFL. Minnesota, 352.3 yards, 12th in the NFL. Rushing yards per game, 144.4, which is ranked 6th. 108.4 for 19th for Minnesota. Passing offense per game, 266.1 for second in the NFL. Minnesota's 243.8 for 5th. Third down offense, we're 4th best in the NFL at 47.9% conversion rate. Minnesota is 11th at 41.2. Giveaways, Lions have only given the ball away 13 times. Minnesota's given it away 21 times. We're 4th, they're 19th. And we're tied for 4th with 3 other teams. Defensively, points per game, it's very close. Lions are tied at 8 with 3 other teams that are right behind Minnesota. 20.8 on defense, they give up 18.8. So that's pretty close. Total defense, 347.4 for 22nd for the Lions, 331.8 for 16th. Passing defense, 250.4, ranked 31st. They're 243.6, ranked 28th. So neither one of us are great at defending the pass. Red zone efficiency, we're tied for 12th at 54.9%. We allow teams to score against us. They're at 56.5 for 16th. Takeaway, we're tied for 8th. They're first at 31. So even though we take the ball away less, we give it away less. This is going to be a close game, guys. I don't think the Lions are in trouble, but I don't think they're There's not a chance we can lose. Let's be real here. The statistics, this is the best matchup we've had since the Bills game, offensively, defensively, and everything. So we need the coaching to bring their A game. The adjustments got to be right. The offense has to be on point. The defense just has to do like it's been doing. We're giving up yards by the buckets between the 20s and clamping down in the red zone. That's what that says. Yes, they sack more than we do. But you know what? The best thing that I heard is Anzalone was brought up. Yeah, I think it's going to be very similar to the last game, Michael Marsh. It's going to be that type of score no matter who it is, but I think it's more like 35-31. I think that's the point down to the T. I know the over under is 56. Blow that out of the water. Both these teams score. I don't think either team's in trouble. I think both teams are preparing very well for who they're playing against. But I love the fact you picked us, Mike Marsh. You're the only Packer fan that has today. That's all I got to say. And I understand some people are saying, well, they do this and they do that right. But at the same time, we do the same things that they do. Our offensive line is better than their offensive line. That's the biggest difference that I see. And that's what's going to make the difference in this game is our offensive line. It's not so much the defensive trenches. 100% Luca Lettergrass. I understand people are playing from behind. But when we play each other, it's not like that. It wasn't like that last time. The disparity was in rushing yards. If you remember right, Luca, the last time we played, the rushing yards for Minnesota was less than 100 and we broke 130. One of the only teams to do that against you. And Monty is back practicing. I'm not saying he's playing, but Monty is back practicing. Alex Anzalone is back practicing. And everybody says, oh, he's washed. But Alex Anzalone, there was a distinctive difference in what you saw on the field after Anzalone got hurt in the game before Thanksgiving than there was with anybody else. That's the biggest disparity I saw. That's when teams started keeping it close against us because he wasn't there to help being the sideline to sideline better coverage linebacker. And if he plays, it's going to be a game changer. It's kind of like the difference between Blake Cashman playing for your defense and not. You saw the difference. Blake Cashman was 100% the difference in your run game. I said that, and nobody believed me in your rushing defense. And I know he's playing. So I think both teams are going to have to throw to score. And I understand you've got great weapons. I think they probably will to keep them healthy for the playoffs. But at the same time, it's more than just the 1 seed and the 5th seed on the line for these coaching staff. What's on the line is coach of the year. It comes down to that too. Pat Rothwell, yes, happy New Year, sir. Good to see you. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think both teams are going to be punching each other in the mouth left and right. Put it this way: one stop against the Bills, it's a different game, correct? One more stop versus Tampa was a different game. Right. Facing Gibbs is the one that if he makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house. We've seen it. JMO's the same way. Oh, we did last time, Pat Rothwell. That's the difference. We use screens, we use end arounds, we use the play action passing. But if Monty's fully healthy and they say he's a go, we have to trust the medical staff and the coaching staff and Monty's decision to play. Personally, I'd rather keep him out. That way we got our goal line guy for the entire playoffs. And Detroit's playing for the diamond level broom. Let's not forget that. They're playing for the first time to sweep the entire division in their history. Right, he is practicing, he is on the activation window, and they're saying it's 60-40 if he plays right now. It all depends on today's practice report and tomorrow. But it's trending towards him playing. I think Anzalone means more than Monty. And Anzalone was the last activation of the season, of the regular season. You can't activate anybody till next week now. So I think the weapons are pretty much a wash receiving wise. I know Justin Jefferson is one of the best wide receivers on this in this league, hands down, and I'm not taking anything from him. But at the same time, he scored his first 2 touchdowns in his career versus Detroit in week 7. Just a second, Bandit. I got you. Got to email you. Invite sent. Right, 100%. And Alex Anzalone means way better. That's why we didn't activate Ennis Rakestraw. He was the other one that could have been activated. 'Cause remember, he's been practicing with the trainers the entire time too, the last couple of weeks. But I think it's better to bring him in for depth for the playoffs. And Alex Anzalone means more to this defense. I understand Jefferson. Jefferson is damn good, and I'm not taking anything from him. Jordan Addison has emerged as a solid number 2 wide receiver in the league. But at the same time, Amon-Ra is a solid one for us, and Jamison Williams is 100% a solid number 2. And welcome to the stage, Bandit. What's up, brother?
What up, though? Hold on, I take the microphone. Hold on.
Yeah, you're all right. How you been, my man?
I'm doing all right. What up, though?
Hey, that sounds much better.
Yeah, I gotta go get a new camera. So I'm
Oh,
just on my screen right now. But what up, though, Jeremy Jern?
oh, not much. I was just looking at the stats breakdown, and it's actually pretty evenly matched, both sides of the ball. There is no clear, oh, this team's going to win if you look at it statistically. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. It's gonna be a slobber knocker.
It's going to be a slobber knocker. I'm predicting both teams to be just above or right around 30 points. Mike
Yeah, I got
Marsh,
it.
you asked about Chicago. I'm going to put the what Carl at Barstool Boat said, Barstool Sports said. Now you know they do their podcast. They talk about the whole NFL. Gruden comes on them too. Carl says the Bears aren't that far away. They just need a new owner, new president, new GM, new coach, new stadium, at least 3 offensive linemen, a new OC, a new DC. Caleb Williams get better. The Lions fall off, the Vikings fall off, and the Packers change division, and they got a shot.
Yeah, they far, far away. They far, far away.
I love that when he said that because that guy's the Bears fan on that show. It's funny that he said
Yeah, the Bears need to completely do that whole organization over. Start with him himself. He needs to get out of Chicago.
Davis Warren is the biggest thing. And I'm going to say this now. They've already announced that Davis Warren is the biggest part of the head coaching search, right? Poles didn't hire Eberflus last time. Davis Warren did. And prior to that, before Poles was there, when Pace, wasn't it Ryan Pace before?
I'm not too sure. I don't follow Chicago like that.
Okay. Well, it was Ryan Pace. I just checked.
Okay.
And he didn't hire him. Davis Warren hired Matt Nagy. Go back to when they had their bad season with John Fox and they cut him. Who did Davis Warren hire? Mark Trestman. So he's hired their last 3 failures. Davis Warren has.
I think right now he's just doing anything to keep his job.
Davis Warren shouldn't be picking coaches, is what I'm saying. He's a guy that does great with all their stuff around Soldier Field, all the advertising, all the promotions, all the promotional events, the special events and stuff like that. Just like Rod Wood, he needs to stay the fuck out of football. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So until that happens, I don't think the Bears are going to be as close as everybody thinks. Caleb Williams is 50% of his potential, 100%. He doesn't throw the ball to the other team a lot, just like he didn't do in college, but he does it in the worst situations against good teams. Do you agree with that?
And he bad with clock management.
Well, that's a rookie. All rookies are bad with clock management, so that means your coach has to be better, right?
Touche. That's why they fired their coach, because he should have called that timeout.
Yeah.
But he should never try to change that play too when it was that much time left.
Yeah, hey, he shouldn't have been. And Pat Rothwell, yes, you're right. The Chicago Bears front office is a shit show.
They've been for years.
Ever since the Super Bowl. As soon as Mike Ditka left after the bad season, he had what, 2 bad seasons, and then he was fired? And they fired their GM. They have not been the same. They've had flashes where they've had a good team on the field. They made the Super Bowl in what, 2006 versus the Colts, right?
Yep, when they lost.
Right. But I'm just saying, it's sad. Caleb Williams doesn't even have a shot. Doesn't even have a shot to break the Eric Kramer passing yards record for Chicago.
I know you about to say I'm Ohio State biased, but everything, but they did more for Caleb Williams than they did for Justin Fields. So I'm just let's be honest with that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I still think
so.
If Justin Fields was there, they'd have had a better year because he was a more developed quarterback. Do you disagree with that?
Not at all.
And
look what he went to Pittsburgh and did for Pittsburgh when he was a starting quarterback there.
Yeah, and 100%. They are where we were before Sheila took over for Martha. 100%. I 100% agree with that. The best thing that could happen is the McCaskey sell the team. Because if it just gets willed down to the next kid in the McCaskey line, I don't see anything changing.
Bears got some years before they get that right. They got a couple years, so I'm not really worried about Chicago right now.
Oh, he's laughing because guess what? That defense fell off a cliff. When Eberflus left and Washington, the guy that was the figurehead but never called plays on defense, took over, that defense plummeted. It was a top 10 defense with Eberflus there. They are now almost 20th in the league. That's how far they've fallen.
He's going to get a defensive coordinator job next year.
He will. I don't know where, but it's probably going to be with a new coach somewhere, is what I'm thinking. Whatever new coach takes over at one of these other teams, and he's going to be a great defensive play caller because he's a great defensive play caller. That's what he is. He belongs as a DC, not a head coach.
And let's be honest here, though. The Bears' problem for years has been the offense. Even when Rex Grossman took them to the championship, that defense carried them. So,
right,
it goes all the way back then. They always had a good defense. It's always been the offense the problem. Since they brought in, what was it, the quarterback they had that was from Denver? They brought Brandon Marshall too.
Butler.
Yeah,
the Gay Butler.
They always had a good defense.
Get it right.
They always had a good defense. The offense is the problem. So
what's funny is they talk about Sexy Rexy and Jay Cutler as their best quarterback statistically. The touchdown record is Jay Cutler, 100%. He was their best quarterback as far as getting touchdowns. Passing wise, for yardage and completion percentage, it was Eric Kramer.
And they talked bad about Jared Goff, but if Jared Goff was in that organization, he would have all the records. So,
the proof is, I hate the thing when people say game managers and system quarterbacks. Because guess what? If you're in a good system, you're a system quarterback. And if you're managing the game, winning the games you're supposed to, and protecting the ball and not turning it over a lot, guess what? You are a game manager, whether you're athletic or not, are you not?
And are you really complaining with a game manager if he's winning you games, not turning the
Right.
ball over?
That's what I'm getting at. Is people use that like it's a negative thing. Like Nick Wright when he called Jared Goff a civilian, and then a week later, what did he do? He flipped it. He goes, Jared Goff might win the MVP the way he's playing right now. He flipped in 2 weeks' time from a civilian at quarterback to all of a sudden, oh my God, they might end up being the number 1 seed in the NFC. He flipped his script, but you know what? He still picked the Bears both times, just like Adam Rank.
Let's be honest right now. Nick Wright, he making himself look real stupid. Real
Yeah.
stupid. So
Let's call him what he is. It's Nick Wrong. He's more wrong
Yeah.
than right.
yeah, absolutely.
You know what's really funny is the smallest hands in the NFL isn't even Jared Goff. You know who it is, right?
You said the smallest what?
The smallest hands for a quarterback in the NFL is not Jared Goff.
Nah, who got the smallest hands?
Kenny Pickett and Flickett, the guy starting for Jalen Hurts in Philly.
Hey, they might have a debacle like they had last year during playoff time. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they're resting Saquon. Hurts isn't out of concussion protocol, so they have to have him sit another week. We got Will Bogues. Dwayne King comes in and says, let's go, Detroit Lions. One pride. Kings of North Division champion title. All grit. Never back down. 14-2. Let's make it 15-2. And that's the thing.
Sir.
And look,
Yes, sir.
I put this up right after we beat the Packers that Thursday night. And this is aptly what we're trying to do, correct? The Bears shot themselves in the foot. They cut their branch off the tree. Green Bay is being cut off by the Vikings, and when they swept them, that made that happen, right?
Yes, sir.
And the Lions are trying to cut off Minnesota. That's where we're at. This is where we're at.
The Bears
all
cut
of
up
it's
their own
factual.
brain.
Yeah.
The Bears.
We'll
Will?
Bandit.
What up, Will?
You know, it's been a year and 4 weeks. I'm not saying what it is, but you know what that is.
Yeah, I got you. Saturday, I got you Saturday.
Okay. Because I need it bad. Not gonna lie. This pinched nerve has killed me. That's why I sit like this. You notice I'm not sitting back a lot. That hurts.
That just got to do with old age. That ain't got nothing to do with it.
It has to do with an old motherfucker doing a young man's job. 100%.
Oh, shit.
I love you, brother. You know I'm not calling you out. I didn't say what it was. I left it plain and simple. Correct?
I'd rather be called out by a Lions fan than a Bears fan.
But this is why I think we're gonna win. It's this sign over the doors when you walk in those gates in gate A. It takes more fight, more heart, more grit. For some reason, this Legion of Whom defense every week. I have not talked about the Pro Bowl yet. I'll get there.
Oh, yeah, we got snubbed or a lot of Pro Bowl.
Oh, I know.
Man,
I
man,
know. Calm down.
Kirby, a second alternate. Man, y'all crazy.
Well, somebody replied on Twitter about it. Coaches and players didn't want to, because remember, a third of it is the fans. He had the most votes by fans, 100%. He was in that way. But the coaches and players didn't vote him in because of that moniker that a lot of players have given him.
He can't tackle.
No. Dirty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They say he can't tackle. He hit low. Like,
well, that's what every but let's not talk about Tucker Kraft trying to take out Patrick Jones' knees with the same type of hit while blocking. Which
let's not talk about Roger Goodell made the rules, so that's legal. Let's talk about that. Like, there are rules that interview. They don't want players to be hitting high. They want them to hit low. So where is he supposed to hit at? So get off my man Kirby, man. I'm just saying. Everybody.
We got 7 players in. Let's talk about the players we did get in. Amon-Ra, Panay Sewell, Frank Ragnow, Jared Goff. Who else was it? Jack Fox and Brian Branch, right? That's our 7.
The boot got in there. Finally. The
The
boot
boot.
got in there.
The boot finally
The
got
boot.
a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, for real. He been snubbed for a couple years. He should have been there for. Come on now, Jack Fox, that
Yeah.
man that lit.
That one year, he missed the All-Pro because he had 0.15 less than the guy that kicked 50 less punts than him for net average.
Come on. He said 100%. KB best safety in the league, along with Branch, only leads NFL in this. Bro, it is 10. Like he got 10. Come on,
But
now.
you
Like,
know what? At the same time, we might not have any of them in the Pro Bowl anyways, right?
absolutely. And not only that, I like how they got all these players as alternates because they ain't doing but giving them more motivation.
I mean, look, we still had 9 players as alternates. 9.
Cleef Raymond was an alternate. Kirby Joseph was an alternate.
Jameson Williams is an alternate.
Jake Bates is an alternate. Come
Jake
on,
Bates,
man.
Kevin
Come on.
Steedler. I mean, we're loaded. Our backup squad is half of our offense and a few more defense.
Not including we got a whole all-star team sitting on IR right now. So I don't.
No, our IR is not as big as everybody thinks it is. With Anzalone coming down off, don't you realize it's only 15 now?
Only 15, Jeremy? Only.
No, it was 22 when they listed.
It was, whatever you
still
said.
on there. But
15 is still a high number, Jeremy.
Wait till you hear who they still had listed on there because they weren't on the IR at that time. They had 22, but they listed David Montgomery. Did he ever go on the IR?
People don't know football, man.
Right. They listed Emmanuel Mosley, who had been off the IR since what?
You said Angeloni this week, right?
Yeah, Angelo acted this week. But I'm just saying, Emmanuel Mosley was activated at Thanksgiving. All he's done is special team snaps or been a healthy scratch, right? He has not played on defense because we haven't needed him to yet. Did we hide him for this game because he's the only guy with the speed to cover JJ?
Jack Campbell could cover JJ.
No, come on now.
JJ.
Stop
JJ. You said
that.
JJ. I know you talking about TJ. My bad. I got the letters mixed up.
So I think they've been hiding Mosley because he has been at practice a full go every week, and he's been practicing with the 1s and 2s.
I think they slowly rolling Mosley back in because you see last year when they put him in.
I think they slowly rolled him in for this game in the playoffs. Is what I'm getting at.
Right. I think last year when they rushed him back in here, he tore that again. So
right, and then this year before the season even started, he tore it. Had the partial tear of the pec. Yeah,
they slowly, build up his what's that shit called? I'm trying to think of it. I just had to work.
But this
his conditioner, his conditioner, yeah, you can't just throw him back in coming off that. So they slowly playing that role back in.
To me, the Pro Bowl doesn't mean as much as the All-Pro vote.
All-Pro team, yes, sir.
Because that's what's done by the media and stuff like that. And we know some New York players that don't belong are getting in. 100%. It happens every fucking year. Some giant offensive lineman that played just enough snaps to count always gets in. Some defensive player that played just enough snaps for the Jets, whose defense has been total putrid shit all season, gets in. We are wearing the blacks. The blacks.
Yeah, go back, Yamo! Sure.
Yes, Mosley was on the field on special teams. That's what they've used him on. They've used him as a gunner on punt returns and also as one of the outside guys on the kickoff. And he gets it. He's had some decent tackles. Don't get it twisted. He's been doing decent.
And another thing is we're not rushing Mosley back in, even though we are like shot at corner right now. But Vildor been holding it down. Vildor ain't really been giving him no big plays, so I'm cool with Vildor right there until Mosley get fully healthy. So
yeah,
Rick Shaw, he'll be back for the playoffs. So
we're gonna get to see that helmet in the blackout of Ford Field once again. Yeah,
it's gonna be a slobber knocker Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be one hell of a game. It's gonna be the game of the year, just like Week 7 was. Say what you want.
They say this is the most important seasonal game in NFL history.
Right, because there's never been 2 14-win teams with so much on the line the last week of the season ever. The closest was that year when both the Packers and us had 11 wins. Remember that?
Right.
And we lost
That's
on
what
the Fail Mary.
Oh God, you don't even bring that play up, man. With the two bullshit ass face masks.
No, not that one. Not that one. I'm talking about the one where on the Hail Mary that went to Richard Rodgers and Darius fucking Slay. Even though he was a rookie, what the hell are you doing in the flat 3 yards away from the offensive line when there's no time left and they got to get to the end zone?
Why was Calvin Johnson on the sideline? Why he
Right.
So
Why didn't we
lot.
put him? Why didn't we put him in for a Hedebo?
Yes, it was a lot. I love Jim Caldwell as a coach, but there was a lot in that situation that happened. You feel me? So you're right about that.
Yeah, they're already crying about the jerseys. I know it doesn't matter. You know, we're 1-1 in those jerseys. We didn't lose every game like everybody predicted that hated the black jerseys.
And them black jerseys are sweet.
Yes,
Outward me one.
Jared Goff is at the Pro Bowl. The 3 quarterbacks. What was it? Jared Goff for the NFL. Oh, let me look. I gotta look.
For the NFC?
Yeah. Jared Goff,
Probably
isn't Jaden Daniels in there?
Jared Goff. You might have Jaden Daniels. Who else in the NFC had a good year this year? No, that's AFC. Right, Corey Patterson. Yeah, Calvin should have been on that play.
Hey, Corey, here's your music. Let me give you a picture to watch it. Look at this picture and then listen to the music there, Neil. That's the most unique way I've ever seen anybody eat corn on the cob.
Yeah.
100%. I still think it's going to come down to whoever has the ball last. I expect it to be Detroit. I do. I don't know why. I just got this feeling it's going to be Detroit, and we win on a game-sealing play.
Game with a field goal by Jake Bates, so y'all know why he should have been solidified Pro Bowl. Like
I think it's going to be because we're down by 3 and we get a last-minute touchdown by J-Mo.
And you know he gonna act a fool if he got the game-winning touchdown. Y'all know you already know that's my boy. That's my boy, man. J-Mo gonna act a fool. If he get that game-winning touchdown, bro, you already know he gonna act a fool in that end zone.
As great as everybody thinks everybody is, who's the first NFL team with 2 running backs and 2 wide receivers with 1,000 yards from scrimmage in NFL history?
Detroit!
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Detroit!
These bad motherfuckers right here.
But at the beginning of the season, though, we would have never thought the Vikings would have been in this position. So we gotta give kudos to them for playing through all the adversity.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I remember this preseason when I had you on for the NFC North review on the Wednesday night. I literally told you, and you thought I was delusional. I said, look at the roster, look at the defense. If Sam Darnold plays good, they will be at worst the 3rd best team in the NFC North, or they will be contending with us for the division at the end of the year.
But who would have really thought? You did, but who would have really thought Sam Darnold would have had the year that he's having? I mean, you throw any quarterback out there with T.J. Hawkins and Jordan Jefferson, Addison, they're gonna put up some yards. But they had this record and had his team the way they had, I would have never thought Sam Darnold would have did that. Never.
Well, Sam Laporta has not had the year that everybody wants him to have because he missed a lot of games. But
not only that, you got J-Mo coming. J-Mo has emerged. You feel me? You got
Tim Patrick
has emerged.
Allen Robinson started.
Gibbs coming out the backfield. You got right now Laporta. I say he's still Sam Laporta. Probably be shitting on defenders, but I think he's a fourth option in games right now. So he's going to have a down year. You feel me? And not only that, he was coming off an injury last year, so they was probably slow role playing in that. He really didn't get going to mid-season. You feel me? So that injury was fully developed. I mean,
I understand, but let me go.
Right.
He has
Okay.
53 catches for 663 yards. He increased his yards per catch by 2.2 yards. It was 10.3 last year. This year it's 12.5, and he's still, with missing 3 games, has 7 touchdowns.
What do y'all want from the man? Like,
You're right. No, he's doing fine. I'm not complaining. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, I understand.
I wasn't complaining. You know, I'm on board with Laporta Potty.
Yeah, Sam Laporta potty, bro. He be shitting on defenders, bro. You feel me? Like, let him do his thing. He gonna do his thing. I see him having a big game this week. See him having a big game this week.
He's going to get used. You know what's going to happen. We're going to have one of those wild plays, whether it's a hook and ladder, the double reverse. One of those plays are going to happen. It happens every week. We have one every fucking game, whether we're playing a bad team or a good team. Do we not?
Oh, absolutely. Even
And who does it go to 60% of the time in those plays?
Sam Laporta potty, you already know.
Amen. Right.
Sam Laporta potty, you feel me?
And I still think Sam Darnold is a product of being behind the best O-line he's ever played behind, with the best weapons he's ever had, and a good defense.
Yes, sir. But let's get it twisted because the Vikings think that Sam Darnold is better than Jared Goff. No way, no how. Let's get that.
The
Let's get that clear.
yards that Goff put up. I'm going to do that right now. Goff versus Sam Darnold this year. I'm going to look
Everybody
that up.
keep
I
talking
know
about
it'll
that.
be there.
I had a show with the Vikings players yesterday. They was telling me they'd take Sam Darnold over Jared Goff, and I was like, "Are you out of your mind, bro? You know what you talking about? Come on now, not my quarterback." But also going back to the games tonight, I can see the Vikings scoring a lot of points in the first half. But that second half, you know, AG and them, they have been making adjustments this year, all year round. Shout out to kudos to AG. That's my boy. You know, I've been rooting for AG. Since when everybody was saying fire him, I said don't fire him. My man been doing his thing. That man has been making the second half of adjustments in every single game. Even in the Bills game, they made a second half adjustments. You feel me? So
Okay.
the
Completion
defense
percentage.
will be all right.
Jared Goff, 72.9. Sam Darnold, 67.6.
Golf.
27-61 for Goff, 27-12.
Golf.
Sam Darnold has the edge with one more touchdown. But Sam Darnold also has one more interception.
You know why? Because that's my quarterback.
Right.
There you go, Will Vogel. That's my quarterback.
Passer rating, 109.9 for Jared Goff, 101.7 for Sam Darnold. Yards per attempt, 9 yards per attempt for Goff, 8.3 for Darnold. PFF grade, 74.4 for Goff, 81.9 for Sam Darnold. Turnover worthy plays, 13 for Goff, 17 for Sam Darnold.
And this is coming with him playing with the best wide receiver in the league.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying their numbers are closer than everybody thinks, but the slight edge does go to Jared Goff, does it not?
Yes, sir. I got a question for you, Jerm. This was
Sure.
brought up on the show, and I want to get your output on it. Your output on it. Would you trade Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams for Jordan Jefferson?
No.
Thank you.
No. And that's the thing that everybody's forgetting. Justin Jefferson only has 2 touchdowns in his career versus Detroit. He has a shit ton of yards. But that doesn't
He got
hold
shut
him
down.
short.
He got shut down by that dude from Ohio State. What was his name? He picked in the first round.
Jeff Obama.
Yeah. So like, come on now.
I know. Kevin, how you doing there? Hi, good to see you, brother. Goff doesn't lead in every statistic. I'm honest. You know, he does. Sam Darnold does have one more touchdown than Jared Goff. Yeah, that's a bad trade. If you look at that, you're giving up 2,000 yards of production and over 20 touchdowns for 10 touchdowns and 1,500 yards.
Funny how we play the same teams.
Oh yeah, I know. And the
You talking
three
about
that
he a
we
Bears?
played,
He a Bears fan. He a Bears fan. He must be a Bears
Michael
fan.
Huck. No. He's talking about how the other teams are talking shit about us that we haven't played anybody.
Oh,
He's saying let them hate.
let him hate. Let him hate.
I think Jamar is close. I don't think he's better, and I'll give you one reason why. Joe Burrow is 100% a better quarterback than Justin Jefferson's ever had, and their numbers have been close their entire career. Do you disagree with that, Bandit?
Jamar Chase versus Jeff.
You
This
see
is
what I'm
something.
saying there? You
Yeah,
see what I'm
this
saying
is something
there?
you can debate all day. You feel me? Jordan
Right,
James
but,
or Jamar
but
Chase.
there's no wrong answer.
Right, there's no wrong, but you gotta get a slightly edge over Jefferson because
I give Jefferson the edge because he's never had a quarterback as good as Joe Burrow.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
give Jefferson the edge because of that.
Yes, sir.
And Andrew Isham, outside of the Packers, the Vikings have not beat a playoff-bound team. And this is true.
They ain't played nobody.
I went over that at Thanksgiving. Did you hear that breakdown of the record of opponents against players?
No, I didn't hear that one.
Okay, up until Thanksgiving, the Lions' record of opponents, wins or losses, doesn't matter. 86 and 83. That's a winning record against, right?
Right.
At that point, Minnesota, what had they faced? A total record of 75 and 94. Green Bay Packers. With they had what, the second place schedule? Their total record against, and that's because they played us twice at this time. So this was the week after Thanksgiving. 95 and 74. That's a more tested team, right?
Yes, sir.
And Philly, you wouldn't believe this. For a second place team, the record of their opponents against was 71 and 98.
They had to play the Giants. They had to play the Cowboys.
Yeah, but they had only played the Giants once. They had only played the Cowboys once. They had only played Washington once at that point. You see what I'm getting at there?
Yes, sir. Sunday gonna prove a lot, man. Sunday gonna prove a lot.
They lost to Tampa Bay, just like we did. And who else did they lose to? They had one other loss. Oh, yeah. They lost to Atlanta.
Yeah. That division coming out to the wire, too. So.
Yep. And in the AFC, I do think that's why Cincinnati doesn't get in this year, whether they win or lose, because the Broncos are going to be watching. Because if Cincinnati loses, they don't have to do anything. They can sit their starters, too. That's why they haven't made any roster announcements this week. They're waiting to see what happens on Saturday in that Cincinnati game versus Pittsburgh. If Cincinnati wins, 100% they're taking their first stringers out against the second stringers of Kansas City.
Oh, they'd be stupid. That's their bye week before the playoffs. So, like, yeah, that would be smart. Just like the Eagles resting Saquon.
But if the Cowboys, sorry, Cowboy hater here. Oh, 100%. We're all Cowboy haters.
Oh, yeah.
Because
y'all know who American
ever since we whooped that ass back in 1991, 31-6, John Madden coined it first. Detroit is now America's team. And it never showed up so much across the nation as it has this year.
Yes, a lot of teams, a lot of mouths gonna be shut Sunday.
And it might be our mouths to get shut. Let's not be on. Let's not lie. They can.
It ain't happening in Detroit with everything on the line. Dan Kimmel gonna be in his bag. Ben Johnson gonna be in his bag, and AG gonna be on his shit, bro.
And Andrew Isham brings up the best point yet. And hear me out, Neil. It might be to our benefit to let the Vikings win and go on the road. Because then we're going to have to go to Tampa Bay. And I think this team, the way it's playing, will beat Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah.
And we haven't lost a game on the road yet.
Road Warriors.
So if you win that game as the 5th seed, you then become automatically the fourth best team in the division, which means you might get home field advantage because of better record after that, because the home field advantage for divisional winners stops unless you're the number 1 seed, right?
Right. Number one or two seed. You're
No,
right.
the number 1 seed is the only one that matters. Because you could end up with 1 versus 2 in the divisional round because of how it breaks down. We've seen it
Yeah.
before. So
True.
the number 1 seed is the one that matters if you want home field advantage. But the reason why it wouldn't benefit us to let the Vikings win is we need that extra week off. Because with
Especially
Hutchinson running in the wave pool the way he is and looking as good as he is walking around and stuff, it gives us another week to let him rest and be a part, possibly by the divisional round, but for sure, we can have him by the championship round.
Yes, sir. Jeremy, I was just hopping on here because I see you on here. You're my man. Every time I see you on here, I gotta show you the love. I get nothing but love and respect, man.
But, and
So
you know
you
what?
pay.
I love talking shit, but at the same time, I like to be real and not sugarcoat stuff, right?
Yeah. You help
That's
pave the way
one of
for
the
me,
things.
man.
That's one of the things you loved about me is that no
Yes, sir.
matter
I
how
still
much.
do.
Right.
No matter-
And what did I say? AG's defense with this Legion of Whom has proved he's 100% a better defensive coordinator than he's proved in his past 3 seasons.
I told y'all. I
Hey,
told
wait,
y'all.
I'm giving you credit by saying that.
He-
You know this. But it wasn't hating. It wasn't hating.
Yeah.
And yet, still, the same thing rings true. Has he developed one quarter who's played better after his first season yet?
Has he developed one corner that plays better?
I said corner, not safety.
Let him be here next year with Terry Arnold and see the improvements that he make next year.
The problem is, I don't think we're going to have him next year.
I'm just saying, but if he was to stay next year, you don't think Terry Arnold will make that jump?
I think his snap count will be about 60% of whatever the defensive snaps are, as it usually is. Alex Anzalone's never on the field 100%. Go look at his
Especially
snap count.
with Jack Campbell, the way he emerged and he made that big
And
step. Of course.
he took that big role of getting the green dot, and I think it would destroy Jack Campbell's confidence to take the green dot away from him at this point in the season. I could understand if they switch it back in the off week. You know what I'm saying? If we get the 1 seed. And that week you switch it up to let Anzalone take over the captainship again, but you don't do it with the way this defense is rallying around Jack Campbell right now. Do you agree with that statement, Neil?
Right. He even checking older players. Like, get y'all shit together. You see what he did to Meek Robinson, you feel me, when he was acting up. He checked him real quick and he got a lot of respect coming from the veterans, you feel me? They know what he can do and what he brings to this team. So
No.
if the veterans respect him, then you know that he's doing his thing. But with that said, Jeremy, man, I respect you, man. All right, and number love for you. I had to pop in here, man. I seen you
Yeah,
by
I
yourself.
appreciate you, brother.
Bring a little flavor on here, man. But I'm gonna hop out here. I gotta do some things, do for
Shout
the
out
family,
your
man.
show. Shout out your
Yes,
show
sir.
and your channel.
Oh yeah. All right, I know where I'm at, man. I'm your boy Ben. Y'all can catch me on YouTube, X, and Twitter. Well, X, Facebook, my bad. Detroit Fan Report, man. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, man. We all bringing content. We got hockey show, basketball show, NFL show, Detroit Lions pregame show. Friday, we got Detroit. What up, doe? So, y'all make sure y'all come in, check us out, man. Jeremy, you'll be on there. You always a guest on our show. So, with that said, man,
That's not
I'm
a
Bandit, man.
guarantee. If you're the 1 seed, you don't guarantee to play the divisional round versus the Vikings. What you get is your choice of the lowest seed out there as the guy coming in from the bye week, and it depends on who you want to play. But they come to you.
Yes, sir.
So
Our road goes to Detroit, though. We're gonna whoop that ass on Sunday.
That's what we want. Let's be honest. That's what we want. We want that diamond level broom of the division, right?
Yes, sir. From the concrete of rose was rose. So,
right now we're at the sapphire. We're on the cusp of doing something we've never done.
Right, we try to shine bright like a diamond, though. You feel me?
Yes, shining bright like a diamond.
All right, Jeremy, I'm gonna head out, man. Hit me up,
Peace,
bro.
love, and chicken grease, brother.
Yes, sir. One Pie Nation, stand up, baby.
Ruh! But I'm not going to call Green Bay frauds either. Remember, they already beat the Rams. They won against some teams, other than the division. But they get the chance to have a little gold room this year, and I think they're gonna. I think their practice squad could beat that Bears team. I made a prediction on Ken and Ken, and I'm gonna say it again. The Bears find new ways to lose every week. It's gonna be coming down. They're trying to tie it for an extra point at the end of the game, and Green Bay does the first time in NFL history an extra point return. No, Washington is playing the Cowboys. Eagles are playing the Giants. And how is this guy a second to anybody in the NFC? And this will be the Bears. They finally have their winning record again. They will rise out of the grave. Bears. This is what their front office is. It's a shit show. Oh, and the playoff bracket? No, it'll be 2 versus 7, and that would be Green Bay. Right now, Washington has to lose to Dallas, and Green Bay has to beat the Bears. I don't think Washington's losing to Dallas because they know that the 6 seed's on the line this week. The only way that the Bears don't can win this game is if the Commanders win and they have no shot because the strength of schedule. Yeah, they're versus the Packers. That's who's 7th seed right now. Right now, the 6th seed is Washington Commanders. So both those teams control their destiny with their games, but the Commanders play earlier. So if the Commanders win, Green Bay may just say, fuck it, let's rest. But at the same time, I think Matt LaFleur is too proud to let the Bears win a game, and they'll run the starters until they don't need to. Right now, the Packers are the 7th seed. The Commanders are the 6th seed, and the 5th seed is to be determined by this game Sunday night, the last game of the season. I think we can. You say it sounds like a tough task, but we've already done it once. We can do it again. Can the Vikings defense stop the Lions offense? They haven't done it since Brian Flores has been there. We're the only team 3 times to put up 30 points every time versus the Vikings. I don't expect that to change. We're scoring 30 in this game, 30 plus. You watch. Yes. Yes, I did, Brent. That's hilarious. But everybody forgets, we've been without 4 starters since week 11 on the defense, and we're getting one of them back. We're getting one of them back. And I think it's huge. I think it's bigger than everybody thinks. Yeah, 14-3 will be a 5th seed. And this is why I hate the fact that division winners get 1 through 4 automatically. Because if it was done right, what it would be Detroit or Mini at the top, 1 and 2. Then it would be Philly. And then the other rest of them would go out the way their record is. And I think that would be the proper way to do it. If you have the better record, you deserve to be a home seed in that first round of the playoffs. It's a travesty. I don't think Ben Johnson's auditioning for a head coach job because of his words he said right around Christmas when all the bullshit started about, oh, he wants to be a coach of the Bears because he said 2 nice things about Caleb Williams. Man, eat a dick. He went on the Amon Ra podcast. He's went on other places. Right, Vikings and Lions should be 1 and 2. 100%. Because they'll have the best records in the NFC. And We're finally getting that stuff. So hear me out. What if DC decides to sit starters just to mock the Vikings? Nah, he already said he doesn't do that. Everybody, when we didn't have anything to play for in 2022, he said, "No, I'm not resting the starters because if Green Bay wins this game, they're in the playoffs, and I'd rather keep them out." Last year, we had the division sewed up. We had nothing better to get than the second seed. Guess what? We played our starters that game. We didn't pull anybody. We're doing it again. We're not resting starters. It's just not in his nature to do this. He plays every game balls out, and he's got the biggest set of balls in the goddamn league. Well, they already beat Philly. That's why they're there. They're where they're at because they did something not a lot of teams have done that's faced them. They beat Philly, and it is what it is. But it is that time for me to talk about my sponsor, the one that pays me to do this show, and that's Brandon Service, right here in Flint, Michigan, at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, 602 West Atherton Road. In Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Stop in and check us out. Used tires starting $45 and up, depending on size and condition. Used tires. New tires. Call to get your quote. They are delivered within 1 to 2 business days. That's 810-233-8230. Talk to George or Red. If you mention this ad, you get $25 off a set of new tires, $10 off a set of used tires. When fans pay top dollar for tickets, the best each team has should play, just my opinion. Yes, that's where I live. I'm right here in Burton, just outside of Flint, Andrew. But thank you for watching. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before, because that's the only way to make the world a better place. Make sure you tune in tonight, somewhere around 9 p.m. The Fire Up Show will be going on with Candy Abling and I, with George Eichhorn and whoever else we may invite to be our guest, where we talk about college football playoffs, the NFL, and other sports news that are out there. Have a blessed day.